When writing a book or developing any product for that matter, your first question should be, who is my target audience? If your answer is everybody, ask this question again and again to yourself until your answer is not everybody. You may think that this is a little counterintuitive, but believe me, this is the right way of doing things because you don't want everybody to read your book. I will explain with an example. I write books about sketching and painting. More than 90% people around me have zero interest in learning to sketch and paint. That doesn't mean they are dry as robots. These people still enjoy art, but they don't have any particular interest in creating art. But I am sure there are millions of people in the world who are interested in creating art, and they are my ideal readers. If I sell a couple of million books, I will be very rich and happy. I don't need to sell to 7 billion people to be rich and happy. Besides, it's very easy to market to 2 million people rather than to market to 7 billion people. Coming back to the point, who is your target audience? Is your book targeted towards men, women, men over 40, children, teenage girls, teenage boys, women over 60? The stuff that may work for teenage girls may not work for men over 40. The stuff children enjoy may not be the same as what the adults enjoy. Readers of romance novels seldom read military sci-fi, and readers of cozy mysteries normally don't take the horror route. Imagine what your target audience is like. What is their age group? What is their gender? What are their interests? What is their profession? However, you don't need to get too constipated for finding out everything about your target audience. This exercise is just to give you an idea about whom you want to target as your readers. This caricature of your ideal target audience is called an avatar. Once you have the avatar of your audience ready, the next task is to nail down the genre of your book. If you want to make quick money, the best way is to ride a wave. Find out what is working in the market right now and write in that genre. But if you have a long-term view, it's better to do some research before you get into writing. This needs a more patient approach. But before you go and find the ideal niche for your book, let's understand one important thing about our target audience. Due to the onslaught of social media and lot of choices, the attention span of the readers is now minuscule. Today, people are not looking for solving bigger problems like world peace. They are more interested in solving their immediate problems and they want the solution now. And this applies to every media like audio, video and books. For example, if you want to change your car tire and you search on YouTube for a video, you want that video to exactly show you how to change the car tire. You may be a car enthusiast, but at that time you are not interested in any nitty-gritties about the car. You just want your problem solved. That is why while writing the book, an author has to be extremely specific about what kind of problem he or she wants to solve. And you may think that solving problems applies to only non-fiction books. You may say that I write fiction. How do I solve a problem? But when you write fiction, you also solve a problem of boredom. When the reader immerses himself or herself into your story, they are transported into another world. They identify themselves with the characters in your story and they forget about their daily worries. That is how you solve their problem. And if you solve it well, you will sell more books. So, coming back to the point of being very specific about the niche or genre of your book. Suppose you want to write about weight loss, but there are thousands of books in the market about weight loss. What is so special about yours? Let's understand this from the reader's perspective. Let's assume you are a reader who is looking for a book about weight loss, and you have an option between two books. One book is about a generic weight loss guide. Another book is titled Lose 10 kilos in 3 months without punishing your taste buds. See? Which one would you go for? Obviously the second one. Why? Because it's very specific. It gives you a quantitative idea about what to expect. It gives you a timeline of 3 months, and there is an added bonus that you don't have to eat only bland food to lose weight. It sets your expectations correctly. But on the other end, if you get too much specific about the details, for example, if you have a topic of knitting sweaters for Siamese cats living in Siberia, you may have an audience of 5 people, including your parents, your spouse, and your cat. But most of the niches won't be that narrow. You will find at least a few million readers in every niche. How to find the niche? Do you know the most famous search engine in the world? I am sure you definitely know the number one. But do you know that Amazon is one of the top search engines in the world? People visit Amazon to search for all kinds of stuff. And Amazon has one big advantage over other search engines. When people come to Amazon to search, they have already made their mind halfway to buy. So the audience is already warm. When you think of writing in any niche, it's prudent to do some research on Amazon first. How to do this research on Amazon? Begin typing the search terms that you think your ideal readers will search for. Amazon will start giving you more suggestions related to that niche. Amazon will also show you other books in that genre. Observe those books. Use the look inside feature of those books to observe their content. Read the reviews. The most important reviews, the negative reviews. By reading the negative reviews, you come to know what the other books in your genre are lacking, and you can fill in those gaps, or you can avoid those mistakes. For non-fiction authors, look for the table of contents, and you will have an idea about how the books are structured. You can find out the gaps which the other books don't address. You can find out the gaps in your manuscript, and you can fill in those gaps. I am not advocating plagiarizing anything. I am just saying that by looking at the table of contents of other books in your genre, you can find out what your book lacks, and you can make it more complete. When you find a book similar to your book in its niche, go to the bottom of the page and find out its ranking in the Amazon ecosystem. Amazon has tens of millions of books. So if a book is ranking high in the Amazon charts, it means the subject of the book is in demand. But if it is too high in the charts, it also means there is more competition. Look for a book which is about 20 to 50,000 in the charts. That is the ideal niche to target. When looking for a niche, you should be generic enough that you have an audience of at least a few million people, but specific enough that you can offer something unique in your book. And the most important thing is to write in a genre which you enjoy writing in. If you write in a genre which you hate, you won't last long in this business. In the next video, we will have a look at the process of constructing the first draft of your book.